Alright, hey guys, we thought we're the new Opposite Attack critics and this is our first review and we're introducing, and what a better way to start than 50 Shades of Grey.
It's gonna be, as expected, people. You know what kind of review it's gonna be, but in 2 hours' time, you will see a completely different look at our faces and a different fucking tone.
Although, as Opposite Attack, I say we do find the better side of it.
Well, apparently the visual side is supposed to be nice, given the director.
Apparently, I've heard that it's actually better than the book, and it's actually more classy than what it's in the book.
Given the tone.
Giving the tone.
Yeah, given the tone, yeah. So, but being a cinema snob, I'm gonna bash it. So probably.
Being a bit more positive.
It's gonna be hard to find positives in this movie.
Okay, you find the critics. I find the best sides of it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay. Alright.
Well, as you know, guys, 50 Shades of Grey was originally a Twilight fanfiction.
Written by E.L. James on the fanfic.com. That website
yeah.
actually exists, and somehow it got picked up by publishers, and it's now 100 million books.
Yes.
100 million books sold, and it's a trilogy, by the way. So I'm hoping to God that the studios are right not to make it a trilogy and just make this one
Just
movie.
one movie, yeah.
We don't want to see 50 Shades of... was it 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades Freed? That's
Yes.
what they're called, yeah. We don't want to see that because, if anything, if we can't put up with this one movie, God knows how we're going to put up with two.
I've heard like a lot of women are going to see like the queues yesterday were massive. 'Cause it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Ziggy. Remember, she went. She was in Leicester Square at the Odeon Cinema, and there was a massive queue, and she was just laughing at people. And my friend Hazel, who went to see Big Hero 6 with her boyfriend.
It was great. It was great. Big Hero 6
they were mocking all the people going to see it, but they went to see Big Hero 6, which I think would be a better movie than what we're getting.
Great. I kind of liked it.
It's a shame It's a shame I'm gonna have to wait until DVD to see it because I don't see many movies. Don't worry, I can just read the reviews. I always trust Roger Ebert. Oh wait, no, I can't trust him anymore. He's passed away now.
Well, actually, originally Shades of Grey, the fanfic was actually banned, was actually taken down. And that's why it got picked up by publishers, because she edited it and then gave it to the publishers, and then they liked it.
There's only one version of 50 Shades Grey that I will only watch. Well, we're going to watch this one, but the other version you should watch, Gilbert Godfrey reads 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh!
Yeah, the pout from Aladdin. So he rubbed my clitoris very vigorously, and I was cummed with joy and all this. Why does everyone think I'm birds?
Oh, well, we're off for an adventure, and if we're taking the blow for you guys here, so that you don't have to see it, we're gonna take it on for you.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's entitled, because everyone's entitled to their opinion on how they want to view this movie. You don't have to see it, you don't have to watch it. You can... If you have your opinions on it, it's shit. Yeah. Like we do, yeah. But we're just seeing it just to see how shit it is, because there's different groups who are going to watch this. They're the fans of the book, then there's the couples, the Valentine couples, who I feel very fucking sorry for wasting your 15 quid and going to see this movie. And then there's us, normal people, who want to see how batshit fucking crazy this movie is, and why Hollywood think it was a good idea to make this an adaptation.
Normal people.
Yeah, well, people with a decent mind and not be gullible. And, yeah.
In honesty, I'll actually try to look for the better side of this movie.
I will try as well, but from
what I'm expecting is good angles from the movie, like good filming, good kind of interesting. As weird as it sounds,
the use of the grey. Yeah.
As far as porn movies get.
I've seen plenty of that on the Cinema Snobs website.
Actually, I'm gonna give it 1 extra star just because we never get to see the guy's junk.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the woman who is, oddly enough, Tippi Hedren's granddaughter. Yeah, Tippi Hedren from Alfred Hitchcock's Birds. It's her granddaughter in it, and apparently she's got bullet nipples. That's what my friend at work said when she went to see it. Bullet nipples.
Well, I see. We're gonna have to see it for ourselves.
Yeah. So we'll shoot.
So our first review.
Yeah, let's
hope
God help us.
Pray for us.
Yes. All right, we've just been to see it,
and we.
And it was tame. Pretty much tame. It has of course the nudity, the sex, but from the book,
hitting.
that was a bit. But apart from that, from the book to the film, it's tame. It's shit, but it's tame and not as overly erotic as it wasn't. There was a lot of bare skin in this. I was thinking to myself, yeah, there's some skin in this, but it's not gonna top Bob Guccione's Caligula.
Well, the book was quite badly written, and the fact that the movie took that away, and it made it more livable. It made it more survivable. You could sit through the movie. Yeah, you cringe at the moments of the abuse and in honesty.
There was a lot of bad lines in this.
Yeah.
Like they kept the which one? There was loads. There was some really blunt ones. Like they they have this meeting. Anna and they have a so-called meeting, and they say Christian at the end of it says, "I would like to fuck you now."
Yeah, that's where the book shines through.
Yeah, that's where the book shines. Because it's much better written than the actual book. The only thing that they kept in was certain lines, like "Ladies, baby," which was said by his brother first after he had sex with Anna's roommate, which I thought, okay, that makes sense. It's his brother that says that ridiculous line, and then 5 seconds later, Christian says it to Anna. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, we're not gonna put any spoilers because this is 50 Shades of Grey.
Everyone fucking knows it. You all know what it is. You all know the plot. You all know a bit here and there, but
the synopsis.
Yeah, you know the plot and the synopsis, but it's
okay. Let's talk about the positive. Let's find the good side of the movie.
The immediate thing that was the good side of the movie, visually, the cinematography. My favorite scene was the meeting between Anna and Christian, where it was a lit background. It was like the yellow and the red against those classic Japanese style things, and then you have the dark color figure outlines of them, and the way they cut it. I mean, the director Sam Taylor Johnson, a lot of people have been saying that her visual style, the way she used the camera, the colors, like the grey, for example, that was used.
I love the symbolism and some of the, especially what my favorite part was the actual beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, that was pretty.
And I actually quite like how it started. Like it didn't just went into it. It gradually slowed into that bang.
I'm kind of glad that
no pun intended.
Yes. Yeah, there was... I mean, it is it's called 50 Shades of Grey. There was a lot of grey in it. There was the grey character, the grey... the Grey House, Grey Enterprises, Grey... whatever it is. And then, of course, he's wearing, grey when he runs. The city of Seattle is
grey.
Pretty grey. Although everyone knows that the Seahawks blue and green. But, there's a lot of use of colours, mostly the grey, but sometimes when they use different colours, like I mentioned before, the red and the yellow in the backlit scene for the meeting, which people have seen, is a very well cinema
pleasing,
a very pleasing scene. Yeah, it's the use of colours is just nice, which I think is the only reason why I would say it fails as a character development and the writing frame, but it pleases from a visual standpoint. From a visual standpoint, it's very, very nice to look at, but from a writing standpoint, it's not, and nor is the character development. I mean, these characters, they're as they are in the book, they're just pretty bland.
Well, yeah, you accept that. Although when I watched the movie, I could when I read the book, you can the character Miss Steele.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Bella, I could not see much of a difference between her and Bella. I didn't see any character in the woman. I just saw tears and a blank face. And as previously stated, I would have to say that the reason it's to trick the female mind into
the blank slate. But that's what it is. Yeah, you could say Anna's a blank slate, just like Belle. Yeah, just
like Belle. Yeah.
It's just that I was thinking I remember looking at some of listening to the dialogue. It was I think a mother comes and like she says to Anna, "Oh, you look pretty," and I went all cinema snob and was like, "And that's why we casted you."
Although there was a lot of big actors that we only saw for like 20 or so seconds.
I don't think they were big. The only biggest one, well, if you could call it big, it was Rita Ora, and she was in it for like 20 seconds. She had 2 lines of dialogue in 20 seconds, and she wasn't in like her blonde phase like she is now on The Voice. She had like this kind of 1920s like short hair classic style, like you see in Boardwalk Empire, like that kind of haircut.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually see that now.
Yeah, and not to mention, speaking of the past, me and Elena, we just like listening to the music, which no, we'll go into that eventually. But the music, like everything else, wasn't it? I'm just trying to think, like the music.
Well, the music. Let's put it this way. It was kind of the tune, the theme, the songs were appropriate to the state of the movie. They were calm. They were slightly sexualized, but they were as I said, they were calm.
I admit that some are nice to listen to, like given the scenes. Like a lot of reviewers are giving like a 3 out of 5. I didn't hear the Beyonce song. Did you hear the Beyonce song? Because I couldn't.
Which one?
I don't know, because she apparently written a song for the movie. I was like listening to it, like trying to keep an eye out for the. I heard Ellie Goulding, like the Ellie Goulding song when they were in the helicopter. I recognized her like that, but I didn't hear the Beyonce one.
I'm not quite sure since I'm not very familiar.
Yeah,
with
I'm not so sure because it might have been.
Okay, I think the guys are ready for a torpedo.
Yeah. Okay.
Go.
Right. Okay. So basically, after Anna and Kristen do the back skirtle, Anna wakes up and Christian's playing like this classic, this classic Sinatra style music, which I think might have been Sinatra. But the thing is, the music they were playing was the song. What's it called? Is it called Witchcraft or Taboo?
Taboo. I
Okay,
think.
yeah, it was called Taboo. And as soon as I heard it play, I was like, okay, this is nice music. And then suddenly I hear Witchcraft, and I'm like, no. And then suddenly, I know it's strictly taboo. It was from Roger Rabbit, The Singing Sword. The song from Roger Rabbit is in 50 Shades of Grey. The Singing Sword song is in 50 Shades. I was like, oh my god, I had to whisper it to her to say, honey, this song is in fucking the Roger Rabbit music, the Singing Sword.
I died.
Yeah.
You ruined my childhood, Josh.
I didn't ruin it. The fucking movie ruined it for you. Whoever's idea was it to choose the soundtrack, it was like, what kind of song shall we use? 10 minutes beforehand, he was watching Roger Rabbit. Ooh, let's put the song with the singing sword in. Let's put in that one. Let's see if we can get a lot of people pissed off. Like her, for example. She was pissed. I had to tell her that, and I noticed it from the moment they started the lyrics. I was like, oh my god, no! I was pissing myself laughing, trying to contain my laughter, not to like ruin the other people.
I tried to run out of the cinema. I mean, I
that was my original plan if it went any bastard shit crazy.
You were just fidgeting in the seat.
Yeah, because
so
because one, I needed a pee. Two, my ass was numbing. I had to click my back, because I was in like seats. You're gonna have to move about. I was like, ugh, and then suddenly, okay, you have enough. All right, go back up. And then you get a little too comfortable. Trust me, I was cinema snobbing it, just like, ooh, better straighten myself out, and then that's it. That's it. That's all it is to it.
But the Roger Rabbit reminder was just a sting to the side. It really was. But I in all honesty, when I first for Tumblr, I've heard that a lot of people didn't like 50 Shades of Grey because of the abuse and everything.
And also there was also the rape. Apparently, a lot of people saying that they were against it because apparently in the book there's like rape or some kind.
Yeah,
there wasn't any. There was no. There was. I was really worried about if there's like any kind of like rape allegations or something, like any kind of like rape.
Too much things. Without consent.
Yeah.
Sexual. Yeah. Sex without the consent.
Yeah. Which is funny because they signed. Because they signed. What is it? They signed like a contract. like a prenuptial agreement. The only thing I could think of was the relationship agreement between Amy and Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
Stop ruining everything I
I
love.
can't help it. I notice this shit all the time. I was like watching it. Like if I get it on DVD and do like a full movie review on it, like CinemaSnob style, I'm gonna be like looking for any kind of reference I can think of, like either obscure or plain obvious.
Me and you need to do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because we were saying that like a lot of people would disagree. Like I think people didn't agree. Like this isn't like an accurate portrayal of BDSM.
BDSM.
Yeah, it's basically like the bondage stuff. Like
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I think in some ways, in the book they didn't get it right, but I think in this. They did their research, and I think I don't know if they did it right, but I think they may have corrected the mistakes of like the portrayal of BDSM in this film, because a lot of it was like there's like the passive, the submissive, there was all this other things, and I was like, this seems a lot better. This seems like a better portrayal of BDSM.
See, I
like
can't second you on that because I haven't read the book as vividly because.
No, I just look at it as I just use Wikipedia criticisms or controversies, and I was like criticism of the BDSM culture. I was like, okay, and then like watching this movie, I'm like, maybe they corrected some things here, which I think they did.
I'm not sure if that's for the better or for the worse, but I think it is for the better because it's clearly shown that the directors and producers and the screenwriters did put the research into the movie and did try to make it a bit more, let's say humane. Let's use extra words here.
Yeah, a bit more realistic dialogue compared to what was in the book. Even though they still had like some things
Bits
from the
and
book.
bobs.
Yeah, bits and bobs, but other than that, I'd say some dialogue I think is a bit.
To judge this movie, we would have to kind of put aside the criticism of, abuse for women and abuse to men and children. Well, let's put that aside.
Yeah. We just want to like make sure like just tell these people like it's not that bad. It's meh. It's a visually nice movie, but from like an adaptation of 100 million copy selling book. And not to mention, like if this movie is going to make millions, it's going to go like over the quarter of a billion. It's going to go over the quarter of a billion.
It's going to be massive on box office as well. I bet.
Yeah, it's going to be like
because a lot of women who were too shameful to go to the cinema are gonna get at the box office and watch it at home.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, just get it on DVD or something like. This is one movie, so who knows if.
Oh yeah, guys, sequel.
So you got 50 Shades Darker, which would be the sequel, and then you would have the final one, 50 Shades Freed. So if this movie is going to be successful, but the question is, from the filmmakers and the studios, are they going to continue the story? Because a lot of people, whenever they don't talk about the other movie, they don't talk about the other books. They only talk about 50 Shades of Grey. A lot of people. I'm like at home. I've got all three books from my mother, so don't worry. But is it going to be like sequel?
I bet it is. It's going to continue the third line. I put 10 quid on it. Bet on it.
Yeah, I agree with that. 10 there.
Remember that.
Yeah, just
when I win.
Well, don't worry. They'll be looking back on this on the site. But if there's going to be sequels, like a lot of people have never even heard or seen the sequels. So it's like what are the sequels like? Like
no
like,
one cared enough.
Yeah,
no one cared
enough
to read the. Okay, I know some people who did care enough to read the Darker, but not the last book. So I know some people who read the second book, but never actually got to the third book. So I don't actually know how they're going to do it because I don't know a lot of people who cared enough to read for all the books.
So basically the second one could be just as bad as the first. Is that why they didn't go on the third? Like they must have stopped at some point in the book when they were reading it.
I think it's the point where I think not as I don't know anything about the second and third book, but what I do know is the writing style continues on the same. I think you get used to the story and you get used to the sex and you get used to the bondage, but what you get tired of is the writing style, and that's what the movies are correcting, and I think that's why the movies are going to be successful, because the writing style is taken out of the equation, and once you get used to all the crap that they do in the other movie, then, you know, that's not a problem anymore. Then you can actually watch all the movies pish posh posh. So that's why I think the movies will be successful. They're gonna have a lot of... What I'm worried about is the critique they're going to get from people, you know, who don't like that kind of abuse, which I can understand.
Or people who are...
Same.
Yeah, well, yeah, like us. But we went to see this movie just to see, like how bad it was going to be. It's bad, but it's pretty.
But I was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised as well as like how they went about this movie. They didn't make it like an full erotica, like Caligula.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just sex, but no, it was.
No. You gotta like have some dialogue before you get to the sex.
Yeah,
it's like the pizza boy or the plumber, you know.
Hello, little lady.
Would you like me to sort out your plums, yeah? Oh my god, that reminds me. This is like... No, wait, no. I'll refrain from saying what I'm about to say.
Just say
What's about to say? What? That there's... Apparently there's like a 50 Shades porno coming out. Like the only way that movie can fully be explored and can fully be erotic, you'd have to make it a porno.
You sound so surprised. Like...
Well, I didn't want to say it. It's like...
Like, rule 32 of the internet, if something exists, then porn of it also exists. Which is true.
Yeah, believe me.
Do not challenge that rule.
Yeah, the Super Hornio Brothers movie. I watch a cinema snob, trust me. Vive. Hell, Caligula was Caligula was both like a Hollywood epic with like Shakespearean actors, spliced in with random boobs, bush, penises, woolies, bums, and two lesbians who were only put in it to make it a porn. Who then went on to do a sequel that was unrelated to the movie that came out 3 years before the actual movie released due to post-production hell. And believe me and the snob like Brad Jones, like I'm a fan of Brad Jones, and like any movie like he likes, I look into. So Caligula, of course, is one of the worst movies of all time, one of the worst epics of all time.
Yeah, if you guys
but it's an ambitious movie, and I recommend, if you want to know a bit more about Caligula, please go see the Cinema Snob's Caligula review, either on his site or on YouTube. Usually it's either in English, 1 or 2 parts, or in a Russian subtitle, but not Russian dubbed. So if you want to see like the greatest porno epic of all time, done by the Cinema Snob, which is his favourite movie, actually, by the way. His favourite movie of all time.
We sound like such massive fanboys and fangirls.
No, I'm the fan. You're the fangirl of the Nostalgia Critic. I'm like, I'm influenced by Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, like 80s Dan, Kung Tai Ted, the Bruno Mattei, or however you want to call it, Bruno Mattei show, midnight screenings, which is actually the style that we're actually using to do this review, because he sees a movie, puts his camera on.
Yeah, we're greatly influenced by a lot of.
Well, I was greatly influenced. I followed the idea, so you know, it's only nice that ideas are passed on down to new generations of critics. Like,
well, should we wrap up?
Yeah, I think we should wrap up. So.
Well, thanks for listening to us, guys. This is our first Kickstarter review.
Yeah, which probably will be about, I think. Depending on the length, can you tell us what the length is? Because I'm not going to find out until later, so it's probably 25 minutes.
And, well, as we are going to do reviews like this more often, but we're also going to do actual long reviews of the actual movie.
Maybe some solo reviews, maybe, depending on, like...
Depending on our mood.
Yeah, depending on the mood, depending on the movie, and depending, like, what free time we have.
Because we're both, Josh here works and I go to sixth form, so we've got a lot of work to do. So we apologize if we're gonna mix up the times a bit, but that's going to level up soon.
Yeah, don't worry. You get a review, and we'll try and be we'll try and
constant.
Keep it. We'll keep it constant, but we'll try and keep it under like 10 minutes each, depending on the movie and depending on how much free will we have of that
free
movie.
will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you making me think of bondage? Don't do that. Stop it.
This is what the movie does to people.
Yeah.
You say one thing, innuendo.
Alright guys,
Alright.
Well, we have a Facebook page if you want to check us out. It's Opposite Attack
Yeah.
Film Critics. So
And of course, my
and
which I'm
George.
planning to like do stuff in the summer, like films, like shorts or music videos or
Judy
something.
Productions.
Jehuti Productions, yeah. I always have to help people saying that. Basically, what it is, if you need help on how to spell it, lucky for you, I've got it on my on my hoodie. Ah! Oh, you can me about you. Right, this review is over. Thank you for watching.